All right, before I get into 102, Lightbulbs 102, I made a circuit here to have a little bit of fun to start it off with. We get a sip of nice, cool, crisp water. Mmm. Now, we're going to blow up some diodes. A diode is another type of now, this is more on the electronic devices rather than electrical kind of sort of, because it's the first. We're not going to go over diodes, but they basically let electricity flow through one way and not the other. But another important characteristic to know about all electronic parts and all electrical parts, they all have a duty rating. How much current can they pass without blowing up? You know, everything. Like we're going to have another class on fuses. We're going to have another class on relays, another class on other things. But for right now, it's just going to be light bulbs too. But I want to do this first just to start us off. So what I'm going to do is I wired 3 diodes right across the supply voltage. You can do it if your supply voltage is normal. You can put diodes in there, but not at 1,000-volt power supplies. 1,000 volts. So your host here is the Sissy, and this is Lightbulbs 102, and we're about to blow up some diodes. So I hope your speakers are on. And what I did is on this last diode, I set the parameters up so it can handle a little more power than the other ones. But remember, we're going to hear an explosion. So here we go. We're going to go to simulation. Now we're simulating. Remember, that's different than stimulating. And by the way, again, when you got 1,000 volts there, really, really, really don't put your finger on it. That would really give you a bad electric boo-boo. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the power supply. Just look at it just to show you. Look, we're at 1 kilovolt, 1 kV at 60 hertz, 60 cycles per second. The electricity flows back and forth and changes polarity 60 times per second. All right, let's blow something up. Now, they weren't all supposed to explode at the same time. When you hit build, I guess it fixes them for you. Boom! All right, that was fun. Let's do it one more time. Build. Simulation. That's how it was supposed to go. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know why it varies. I mean, they're the same diodes, the same power. All right, enough fun on this part. Let's have some more fun on a different part. Let's get out of the simulation. And we're going to start deleting some of these things. Uh-oh, we got a glitch. We got a glitch. See this green thing down here? That's a glitch. We'll try to ignore it, but that thing there, I think it's a glitch. Yeah, that's a wire, but it ain't going anywhere. Look. Now, can I delete it? There's nothing there. We'll just ignore that. So let's add some light bulbs back in. And the last time we messed around, we had 1 light bulb. This time we're going to have more than 1. And we have to remember to change our power supply out. We're going to put 1 here. We're going to go into the characteristics of our light bulb, which you normally don't have to do this when you buy them. They're already set up at 120 volts. And they're already most likely, the most widely used would be white. And the wattage, we're just going to put it at 60. 60 watts, and that should do okay. Now we're going to go ahead and hook up our power. Remember, just ignore this. So we're going to have a wire. We're just going to go like that with it, and we're going to stop right there. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And then we're going to add in another ground, because we know what grounds are now. Grounds make it easier when you're drawing like this or in 3D to see what you have. It takes away a lot of the wiring. So we can see our ground now is on the right side, and our hot is going to be on this side. So now we know what a hot is. So we'll bring it in on this right here, and our neutral or our ground will be on this side, and our hot 120 will be on this side. Just have to make sure we wire things correctly. So let's bring our wire across to that. And then all we have to do now is, since we have a ground and we have a ground hooked up, and 120 and 120. Now let's see. I did say we need to remember to adjust something. I forget what it was. Huh. I really don't know. Let's hit simulation and see what happens. Oh. Well, what happened? Looks like the light bulb went black. Well, in real life, they don't go black. They just burn the filament out. But we're in a simulation mode, and guess what we did? We tried to turn on power at 1,000 volts to that light bulb, and it burned out. So we need to adjust. We needed to see that anyway. That's why I let it do it. So now we're going to go to our parameters of our power supply and change it. We need to change it to 120 volts. So now we're at 120. All right, so here we go. Let's flip the switch and see what happens. Hey, we got light. Okay. All right, so last time in 101, Lightbulbs 101, we had one bulb and that was it. Well, let's see. Let's add in a light bulb. Let's copy this one. Let's get off of simulation and then copy it. So we're going to duplicate it and we're going to place it right there. All right. Start our simulation up again. Now we got two light bulbs going. And they normally don't flicker like that. That's not normal. I don't know why this game does that, but it does. So let's flip our switch. Go back to build. Tell you what, let's duplicate it again. And duplicate it one more time. So now we're going to have 4 bulbs come on at the same time with one switch. So we go to simulation, we flip the switch, and all 4 lights come on at the same time. Interesting. So one switch can turn on more than one light. Well, why is that? Well, it's turning on an entire circuit on. This whole circuit is getting turned on, and the ground is already attached to the other side. The only limitations that you would have here is the possibly how strong, how good is the wiring, how thick is the wiring if you keep going with this. You know, eventually you're going to run out of electricity, but it would take quite a bit to do that. But let's not worry about that. So now we're in simulation. So that's working. So now we have 4. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to copy this entire bank here, and that'll be the end of the video, kind of, sort of. We're going to go ahead and just get out of simulation. We're going to copy this whole thing, duplicate it, and we're going to put one right over here. So now what do we have? Well, all we need now to do is attach a wire between this left one to the left one, because these are at ground. You don't want to cross that circuit. You don't want to short that circuit out between here and here. which would be putting a direct short on the power supply, which would blow a breaker in your fuse panel, your breaker panel. You'd blow a breaker because the current was going from here to here. Oh man! All right, let's flip the switch and see what happens. All right, so now we're firing up 8 light bulbs at the same time. All right, now the last part of this step is we're going to get out of this and we're going to copy all of this here. I'm going to duplicate it, and we're going to stick all of that over there. Well, they already got the grounds hooked up to them, so all we really have to do is just tap in one more wire from here to there. You think that'll work? Should. It's all the same. As long as you don't short out the feed, which we will do for practice to see what happens. So let's turn it on now. Yeah, baby. Now we got all them lights lighting up. We got 4, 4, 4, and 4. 16 lights from one switch. Isn't that cool? I think that's really cool. What is going on? Now, I did notice something with this game that happens. And you can start seeing it right now. You're starting to see it. So I'm going to stop here. I can move things around, but it's starting to get a little hairy. We got all those on. But notice, let's turn this off. This game can't handle much more than this. This is it. I tried to flip the switch off, but it doesn't want to take it. We won't concern ourselves with that. So basically all we're doing here is comprehending that one switch can power up all these lights. At the same time, we're throwing one switch. So we're going to go ahead and end the video here because I was going to do some more. But if you watch that light, it's lighting up by itself. The game is getting clogged up. Look, I'm not even moving my mouse. My hand's taken off. My mouse is down at the bottom. So I do know the limitations of this game. Look at the switch up there, changing color. Look what's going on around the screen. Look at that flickering. My hand is away from the mouse completely, and I'm not touching the keyboard at all. It's going bananas. Bananas. All right. We can go ahead and end this. I'm going to get out of simulation. And let's go ahead and see if we can delete these. I can't. It won't even let me delete them. Now I can't even draw a circle. This game is clogged up right now. So I'm going to have to report this to their tech support and say, hey, look, guys, this computer is not running any other games except this one. So this is not a big deal. Oh, look at what it's doing. I want to hit delete. Let's see if it does it. It's thinking. Gosh. It might do it eventually. Maybe I can grow a mustache by the time it does it. Well, I don't know how much further I'm going to be able to go with this game because if I got 16 lights and it can't handle it, I guess this computer program isn't very well designed. So I won't waste your time. I'm going to go ahead and close the video out. And hopefully I come back with a number 3, but I wanted to blow something else up, but I guess I won't. So you got your host, the Sissy, disappointed in this circuitry here. But it was fun blowing things up. So until the next one, later.